Hello, hello, this is Ark the Pie King, back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. This is the third time I've tried recording this episode. I don't know why I've had such a ridiculous amount of trouble with it. The first time, it didn't pick up my voice at all. The second time, it didn't pick up the video at all. Now, those of you who've been paying a lot of attention might notice that the date is just a little bit off here. First, this is from the second time I got through it and saved and quit and realized that the video was no good. The second time, I did a little bit of shopping and then saved in this file, so I can show you the changes that I made, but it's nothing major. I just got Balthier. That's Beowulf. Got Balthier some new equipment. Decided to get him a bow gun and a shield because I wanted him in a utilitarian style role so he can apply his leg shot as an actual shot, you know, from range. And I want to keep him as a sky pirate for now, and I'm going to try to get him some more items via crystal farming. So I'm just this because this file's already ruined. Now, like I said, this is the third time that I've tried recording this episode, because, well, here's what happened. The first time, I got through this next fight and decided to call it quits after that, fight. The second time, I got to the next fight and I lost, and I know I can't obviously show you all that I lost, but I'm gonna go ahead and, just chalk that up as a loss in the next fight for posterity's sake. You know, hey, this is the thing that I didn't get through correctly. So if I lose it 2 more times, then, you know, I'll allow myself to do a bit of farming. But anyway, so here we have Delita with the princess, and it looks like there's a bunch of dudes around her. Having an argument. Both sides are claiming that they want to save the princess. This is a very crowded map. And Gefgarian has been given the order to kill everyone. Look at that. It's Gefgarian's job to make sure that Delita got the princess in the first place, and then it was their job to make sure that he died. And Delita's claiming that this was all Dystar's plan. And Gefgarian's confirming it. Now this stage actually has a trick that makes it a lot easier. I'm not going to be doing that trick, but I will explain it when it becomes relevant, which is going to be here in just a minute. Props is standing up to Gefgarian. He's like, no, I'm not going to kill the princess. I'm not going to kill my old friend. And I like that. So the trick here is that Gefgarian is actually an enemy for this fight. But he uses whatever you had him with going into this. So if you strip him of his equipment, then, well, that was convenient. That attack has a chance of applying instant death. It certainly instant deathed him. Now, luckily, the princess and Gefgarian have low Zodiac compatibility, so his attacks don't really do much to her. She's, believe it or not, she's actually very unkillable in this fight. Let's see here. Is that what I meant to do? I'm gonna move here, and I'm actually just gonna have him attack. Get a little bit of damage on old Gaff, because he desperately needs the experience. So Avelia was one of the people I had considered taking because she was a guest at one point. Please don't hit. Oh, that is really bad. Because Delete is a powerhouse in this stage, but he can't do anything without a weapon. It's actually a very common strategy throughout this entire game to take out some of the harder opponents to break their weapons. That was really, really unfortunate. I'm really going to have to rely on my wits for this now. Especially since I didn't take Rafa, the God Killer. And Gafgarian's just claiming that she's outlived her usefulness. We've still got old Rafa. Or, not Rafa, Agrias, what am I talking about? Still got Rafa on the brain. Didn't trigger any stops, but she did do a very healthy chunk of damage, which is good. I like the original translation for this little back and forth exchange. Delita says something very similar to that line. I think he says something like, "Are you still doing everything your brothers tell you?" And Ramza responds with it, "How should I know? They never tell me anything anymore." It's a very playful banter. It just kind of shows, you know, familiarity between the two characters, but this is a little more somber. Alright, Ramza can't get to anybody to do anything, so instead we'll just chant. And get Reese a little extra speed, so she can start doing things and getting levels and such. I am still going to move him up here, though. We'll finish this guy off. I'm going to try to disable Gafgarian because he's still actually a threat to most of the people on my team. 88% is pretty good. Yes! Awesome, and now he is useless. Haste, Shell, Protect, Regen, and Re-Raise. It's a great spell, but it's really one note. It's pretty much all she's good for. And even though she's useless, I kind of wanted the characters to be a little more dynamic. Which is why she did not make the cut. Let me see here. Move him here and then shoot that guy in the back. Seems like a perfectly reasonable course of action. Is just going to hang out on the waterfall, which is usually what the AI does with her, and it's a good idea, it's very safe. I'm actually fine with leaving Gafgarian to his own devices for the moment, and taking out the people that can still do damage to me right now. Reese gained a jump level and a regular level. It's very useful. And Delita got crit in the face. potion on himself. Alright. Agri is taking advantage of the ridiculous vertical tolerance that Stasis Sword has. Or that would be vertical reach, actually. And I really like this line by Gafgarian because it's actually very true. He is giving Ramza a lecture that he honestly needs to hear. Because everything Ramza's done up to this point has been either doing exactly what he's told or throwing a temper tantrum in a fit of rebellion. You know, he was a member of the Order of the Northern Sky, and until, you know, he decided to go on a reckless mission that, you know, because he wanted to, or because he wanted to go out and rescue Tetra, which again was the same thing, and then he left when things didn't go his way. So he joined up with Gafgarian and pretty much did the exact same thing. He hung out with Gafgarian and did what he had to do until it, you know, Delita entered the mix and he wanted to rescue the princess and threw a temper tantrum and stopped. But the big deal now is that he is picking his own path now. He is doing what he needs to do. Oh, that's probably bad. Wow, that guy's got really good luck. Both of those were right around 80%, I think. I'm not worried about that. 14 damage is chump change, especially when the character has a regen. Such an awkward spot. I think I can hit him from here, but I could be wrong. Nope. Just wasted my turn. Sometimes if you aim past somebody with a bowgun, the arrow will still travel into their back, which is really, really useful. I know I can hit with her. And for really, really solid damage, too. This is a good stage for her. Why are you going towards Gafgarian? It's a very bad idea. Yeah, most of these guys would be dead already if Delita still had his sword. Oh no, don't hit Beowulf. Thank you. He could have finished the guy off on his own, and then you had to go pull that stunt. Thanks, Agrius. Well, might as well increase his speed. I honestly don't even see a need to move. I'm just going to do this right here, and I think this is going to scare Gafgarian off. Yeah, that's right. Run away, coward. Man, some of these guys are getting really close to being crystallized. I don't think you can hit anybody relevant from here, or anybody at all. I managed to successfully put him in the one place where everyone is out of range. I'd be impressed if I wasn't so frustrated. point, this is really just cleanup. What if I can tailwind him from here? Yep, looks like I can. I actually am intending for Ramza to do things that are relevant at some point, but it's really hard to get him in range for melee. We'll move her back this way. Let's see here. Sure, we'll go for the shot. I would have blinded him, which isn't great, but, you know, it's a little useful. I really wanted him to get that. Like, I don't think there's anything useful in it, but just on the off chance. Sure. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and try disabling this guy. Why not? Awesome. It worked. Oh wow, he actually used salve on himself to cure the blindness. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen that successfully used. Huh. Revelia just chilling out up there. It's pretty cool. I knew he was gonna pick that up, darn it. Why not? I'll have her use Chakra, which is a nice healing move, and it also restores MP, which I can use for my casters later. I'm gonna have him pick this crystal up, and hopefully there are some good items. Nope. Absolutely nothing in there worth using. Well, that I can use anyway. At the end of the fight? Nope. Man, this is taking forever. That guy, of course, is in the top left corner. Nothing to do but hunt the guy down. I was really hoping to get through 2 battles this episode, but at the rate this one's taking, I'm only going to get through 1. That is some really impressive movement. And Delete is probably just going to punch this guy to death. Yeah, why not? It's a little bit of damage. I should teach him Siphon so he can restore his own MP. Whatever. Just something for him to do while he makes his way back up to this guy. Oh, I hate you. Now I have to go back and buy him another sword. Oh, that's so frustrating. Just punch the princess, why not? That's a totally normal thing to do. I can't believe he broke Beowulf's sword. It's so frustrating. And nobody in range. Fantastic. I'll move him up here and have him attacked. Hit for some more non-lethal damage. Had to be a sword, didn't it? Just had to be a sword. I'm not better, you're better. Please hit him and finish this. Thank you. Man, that went on so much longer than it ever had any right to. I'm at 21 minutes and I just finished this battle. And we have a cutscene after this.
Let the princess with me. She will be safer in my care.
What is this game you play with us, Delita?
Game? I do no more than speak the truth. You've made an enemy of the entire Order of the Northern Sky. Where would you now take her? Think, Ramza. This was Duke Larg's plan, and he would not act without counsel of the Queen. You cannot trust the crown. Would you then turn to Goltana? No, that would be folly. He would only offer up your heads in hopes of keeping his own.
And what so would you propose to do?
I would do only that which you, my lady, cannot.
You speak in nothings.
So I do. But pay it no mind. I shall leave her with you for yet a while longer.
Delita! I did not think we would meet again, but I'm glad we have.
It was Teetra. She watched over me then, as she does now.
Know that you go with my thanks, Sir Delita.
Ramza, I hope this meeting is not our last.
I owe you my thanks as well. But he's right. The Northern Sky will not be long in falling on us now.
This is the path I've chosen.
And there we have it. Delita insists the princess goes with him, doesn't want to tell Ramza why. Ramza calls him out on it, and Delita decides to leave the princess with Ramza for a bit. Probably that whole safety in numbers thing. Also obvious. And they decide to go to the most neutral place they can think of, the church, which theoretically, serves a higher power. They remain neutral in this conflict. I think it's a pretty smart move overall. Let's see here. I've got a ton of job points, and still not enough to learn either of the skills that I want him to. That's okay. Boy, Beowulf, let's see. I'm thinking Siphon is in order. It's got JP boost. Move plus 1 would have been good, but I can wait on that. I'll go ahead and wait for move plus 1 next, since he needs something in his move spot. I'm gonna hold off until he can get some of the plunder abilities, because I would like to start stealing things. Miss Rafa wasn't in that fight, and Miss Reese didn't do enough to learn anything. Alright. I'm gonna save here. I'm probably gonna... You know what? I'm gonna see if I have a spare sword for him right now. Aha! I apparently had an extra mithril sword. I'm glad that I checked, instead of going out and buying another one without checking. Alright. I think this is a good note to go ahead and end this video. It's a hair shorter than I usually like them to be, but that's okay. Alright, and on that note, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.